still awake? I only put you to bed a few minutes ago. Can't sleep. Why ever not? Are you feeling alright? You don't feel warm? Just restless. You should go back to sleep. Shut your eyes and try. The others are all asleep too. Look. Toodles, Nibs, Curly, Slightly, the twins. Peter? Father. Well, no, he's not asleep, but, well, fathers never go to bed at the same time as their children. Well, neither do mothers. Yes, that's why I'm awake. Well, I'm not sure what fathers do, although Peter, well, he might be out hunting. Oh, well, I suppose he would need his sword for that. He might have borrowed one of yours. His was in need of some sharpening. Oh, mothers. Well, mothers. We have lots of little things to do while the night lights are lit. Tidying up and preparing for tomorrow. Preparing all sorts of things for our children. Yes, well, and I'm watching over you. Of course I am. Well, that's what mothers do, didn't you know? Poor dear. However did you manage? However did you lost boys manage without a mother? Well, that's quite enough chatter. Go on back to sleep. A story? Well, I'm not sure. It's quite late, and if Peter comes back and were he to see you awake, well, I suppose you could pretend to be sleeping. Alright. One story. One story. Just the one. And a song. And a song? Well, just because I'm your mother doesn't mean I'm your maid. If you'd like both, you should ask politely. That's more like it. Well, I suppose I could tell one story, and after that you'll shut your eyes, you'll shut your eyes, you'll close your eyes, and I can sing until you fall asleep. How is that? Alright, well, settle in. I hope you don't mind. I do have to mix tomorrow's medicine. I shall do it while I tell you a story. Alright. Let's see. A story. Once upon a time, there was a little girl. A sad, plain little girl. She lived in India. Oh, Well, I suppose you wouldn't know where that is, would you? Well, it's in the Oriental, the Far East. Oh yes, quite far east of London, where I come from. Yes, well, I've never been, but I hear that it's a magical land filled with spices and elephants dancing, but not the sort that we have in London. Very exotic. And there are men who can charm snakes with clever little pipes. Oh yes, I suppose Peter does have a clever pipe of his own, but of course I shouldn't like to see him try and charm a snake. No, certainly it's too dangerous. He does plenty of dangerous things already, like tempting pirates and cutting off their hands to feed to crocodiles. Although I suppose Captain Hook did deserve that. I better not catch you trying to charm a snake. I better not catch you trying to charm a snake. A snake. Now, where was I? Oh yes. A little girl in India. Her name was Mary Lennox. Her parents weren't very fond of her, but they were fond of parties. On a warm summer night, they hosted one of their infamous gatherings. And in the swing of it all, the earth began to shake and groan beneath their feet until it cracked apart. Elephants fled, the walls crumbled in, and Mary was left all alone. It was the last party her parents ever held, and the last of Mary in India. A boat came and took Mary away to London. There she went to stay with her uncle, who was quite wealthy and lived in a great gloomy house in the country. It was something out of one of those dreadfully morbid Gothic novels. Oh, I dare not tell you. Oh, I dare not breathe a word about them. They're entirely adult and inappropriate for Neverland. Forget I mentioned them. Well, all that aside, Mary fit in quite well to this gloomy house. All her dresses were black, to mourn her parents. It was not quite a fun change, for none of the servants liked Mary very much, and, well, her uncle was too busy to spend time with her. So Mary spent most of her days adventuring. She went outside, and on one of her walks, she met a robin. Yes, a clever little robin, with a beautiful ruby red belly. The robin led her to a door, but it was locked. So Mary trudged away and did her best to forget about it. Later that week the rain came, and Mary had to keep her walks inside. The house was so large that on one of these walks she discovered an entire wing, completely abandoned, as if no one lived there but ghosts. One room, she discovered, must have belonged to a lady, for it was full of all the things a lady should require. Pretty things like a little music box, a jewellery box. It sang to her as she opened it, and inside was a large, dark key. Oh yes, Mary thought the same. Perhaps, she thought, this is the key to the hidden door that the robin showed me. So, forgetting the rain, she hurried outside. She tested it in the keyhole, and the key turned. Yes, inside the locked door, she found a secret garden. Mary spent all her time in her secret garden. No one knew she'd found it. No one knew where she was in the days when she came back, soiled and rancid from digging in the earth, planting flowers. She wouldn't tell anyone what she was up to. Well, she wouldn't tell any adults what she was up to. All good adventures require some secret keeping from adults. Yes, well, adults don't very much like adventures. They find them childish. Yes, that is why we don't grow up. So we can adventure always and have fun. And, well, Mary did adventure, but you're right, she couldn't keep it secret from everyone. So, she told 2 very different little boys. One, Dickon. He was the brother of one of the servants, a friend to all animals, and quite clever when it came to plants and gardens. The other boy was, well, a sickly child named Colin. Colin, as it happened, was Mary's cousin. Yes, Mary's uncle had a son, but he was, well, hidden away. You see, Colin was sickly, so sickly that, well, he'd never walked before. He'd never even gotten out of bed. Can you imagine? Never having walked on your own 2 feet? Only to look at them at the end of the bed, useless and pale. Mary couldn't imagine. In fact, she and Dickon convinced Colin to come outside. Well, they couldn't very well have a friend who couldn't walk. After all, he'd never tried. So, Colin found his courage, and Mary and Dickon brought Colin to the secret garden, and there they taught him to plant flowers, and he learned to grow along with them. And by springtime, all 3 of them had created a lovely paradise, bursting with roses and sunny daffodils, lavender, and all manner of flowering vines. But Mary's uncle, Colin's father, was not pleased when he discovered his son had gotten out of bed. In a horrified rage, he flew to the secret garden. But when he entered, he was shocked to see his own crippled son walking on 2 feet, running, in fact, playing with the other children. You see, Mary's uncle had locked the garden to forget the death of his wife, and he locked Colin away because he feared losing him just as he'd lost his mother. Of course, when he saw his son, happy, playing in the sun, in the beautiful springtime wonder of the garden, he regretted it instantly. Tears sprang to the uncle's eyes as he realized he'd been wrong. Without meaning to, Mary had healed not only a garden, but a family. Her family. her uncle apologized and thanked her. Thanked her for bringing back the garden and Colin into his life. And so, Mary was finally looked on with the love of a father, a love she'd never known before. And they all lived happily ever after. What do you think? Too girlish? I suppose it's a rather romantic story, but girlish. You love trees and flowers. I know you do. There's no use pretending. Besides, Dickon's a boy and he liked the garden. Well, I dare say you would enjoy a swing. Did I mention there was a swing in the garden? Oh yes, beautiful swing. Wouldn't it be nice if tomorrow morning we can get Peter and the others to help us set up a swing of our own? We could attach it to one of the branches hanging over the hangman's tree. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Perhaps we can do that tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Now it is time to sleep. It's time to sleep. Yes, I know. I promised a song. Lift your head. Let me fluff your pillow. Alright, lay back down. Let me straighten your blankets. Alright, are you comfortable? Are you comfortable? Perfect. Okay. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. There was a time when I was alone, nowhere to go and no place to call home. My only friend was the man in the moon, and even sometimes he would go away too. Then one night as I closed my eyes, I saw a shadow flying high. He came to me with the sweetest smile, told me he wanted to talk for a while. He said, Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely. Ever since that day, I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're bored, we play in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Run, run, lost boy, they say to me, away from all of reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. He sprinkled me in big pixie dust and told me to believe, believing in men, believe in me. Together we would fly away in a cloud of green to your beautiful destiny. As we soared above the town that never loved me, I realized I finally had a family. Soon enough we reached Neverland. Peacefully my feet in the sand, and ever since that day I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're bored we play in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Run, run, lost boy, they say to me, away from all reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, Wendy, darling. Even Captain Hook, you are my perfect storybook. Neverland, I love you so, you are now my home, sweet home, forever. A lost boy, lost boy at last. Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, Wendy, darling, even Captain Hook, you are my perfect storybook. Neverland, I love you so, you are now my home, sweet home, forever. My lost boy at last. And for always I will sing. I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're bored we play in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Run, run, lost boy, they say to me, away from all of reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Neverland is home to the lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. I follow the light, can't stand the night. When will I begin to live again? One day I'll fly away, leave all this to yesterday. What more could your love do for me? When will love be through with me? Why live life from dream to dream and dread the day when dreaming ends? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. yesterday.